Vertical companies, and also now newly CEO of Vertical Wellness. What do you do?
We're a brand company first, so we're making cannabis brands on the cannabis side and CBD and hemp brands on the wellness side. And we do everything from grow, cultivate, extract, manufacture, and distribute those brands into distribution.
Across how many companies?
We have about 35 brands currently, probably 50 brands before the end of the quarter, in different categories. And you think about there's all different form factors, right? From flower and smokable products to vapes to food and beverages to topicals, lotions, massage oils, and all kinds of health and wellness products beyond that. So we're really building brands in each of those categories, both in the cannabis side and in the wellness CBD side.
Now, your background is in alcohol marketing, distribution. That is a $260 billion industry. How does cannabis compare?
Alcohol is a huge business, and there's a lot of similarities. It's regulatory-wise, it's looking a lot similar, right? So you've got a state-by-state system, just as we did in alcohol. The only way to repeal prohibition back in 1933 was to let each state decide how to regulate the sale and distribution of alcohol within their borders. And that's really what's happening in cannabis, right? You've got 33 states that now have some form of legalized cannabis. You've got 10 that have done adult use, recreational use legal, and it's really moving fast, right? So, but it looks a lot like the alcohol business, and I think from a size standpoint, it's going to be comparable, certainly to any one of the beer, wine, and spirits categories. And then when you add in the health and wellness side, it could be as big or larger.
Are there bigger hurdles to get over with cannabis than there were with alcohol, regulatory-wise?
Yes and no. I mean, you think back into 1933 when Prohibition was repealed. They had to pass a constitutional amendment in order to repeal it. So just to remind everyone, their government lesson, 2/3 of the states have to ratify to change the Constitution. So you can imagine how hard that would be today, right?
So maybe it's easier?
Maybe it's easier, yeah, okay. I don't know. But it's moving fast, for sure.
Okay, fair enough. So your company has recently carved out this wellness company, and that's handling CBD, is that right?
Yeah, so with the 2018 Farm Bill that got passed and the President signed into law in December, that allows us to basically take all hemp and CBD assets, separate it from the cannabis side, and really have access to mainstream institutional capital and the ability to, down the road, take that company public. I mean, it opens up the playing field in terms of our ability to access capital and banking and everything. Cannabis right now, we've raised going on $60 million now for our business, but it's all been individuals, high net worth family offices and individuals who write checks, which, it's been great, but, it's a lot of work to get that much money with those small checks. So with the vertical wellness, I think we can deal with the institutional investors and really have access to a lot more resources quickly.
Now, the FDA is not necessarily going to be quick to act. We don't know right now how they're going to handle CBD regulation, but the FDA has already spoken out and said, look, you cannot market this as a supplement. So what does that do to the institutional investors that would otherwise be lining up?
Yeah, so we're going through a natural process, and we don't look at the FDA as an enemy. We think of it as a necessary process to take this product mainstream. And what I mean by that is right now you can go online and buy all kinds of CBD products and you don't know where they came from, you don't know what the source is, you don't know if it actually has what it says in it. They're making all kinds of crazy health claims. You can't do that, right? So you have to have actual research that backs up any health claims. We're in favor of doing it the right way. And the FDA, I think, is going through a proper process to sort this out. Now, the last thing I think Senator McConnell and the Congress and the President intended with the passing of the Farm Bill was for the number one product that comes out of hemp that's in demand across the country to be bottled up in a bureaucracy. So we don't think it's going to take a long time, but we think it's a necessary step along the way. And then we'll have clear rules that everybody has to follow, and that's good for everyone. You want visibility. You want to know where your CBD came from. You want to know if it came from this farm, went to this manufacturing facility, and it's in this brand that you're now buying.
Do you have a timeline that you would estimate for this regulatory, these regulations to be overcome and for your business to go forward and those like yours?
Well, we're moving forward regardless, right? So we're putting the infrastructure in place to do large-scale hemp processing into CBD. We know it's going to happen. We don't know the exact timing. I can tell you, like, it's going to be next month or the following. But I can tell you this. All the major retailers, whether it's the Walmarts or Walgreens and CVS's of the world, the major hospitality companies, whether it's Hilton or Marriott, or those folks, are all looking at this and they're all figuring out what's their strategy for using CBD. The big CPG companies, Coca-Cola, Nestle, Pepsi, you name it, they're all looking at it as well. So you're going to have a lot of mainstream big business interests coming into the space. And our view is, look, we're going to be the AWS of our business is selling CBD to the whole industry. And then we also have our brand portfolio, which we're putting CBD into our own brands. Now, topicals and lotions and other wellness products, I think, can go out now or earlier. And as the FDA sorts out the food and beverage side of it, we'll be right there and ready to go.
So who's going to be the Budweiser of cannabis industry?
Well, I don't know about that, but I guess we're trying to build a brand portfolio company. So if you look at what Anheuser-Busch is a portfolio of a lot of brands, right? Bud is one of their brands. So I think it as likely as anyone in this place, it could be us.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.